What up, though, Jamba, and hello. This is Firecrafts coming to you once again with another build. This is my boathouse. Before I just had those command blocks and that chest sitting on a hill, and then I decided, you know what? Let me build something around this. I needed some kind of docks and stuff in my area anyway, and I just decided, well, let me go ahead and just get funky with it. I always have a premise of, in medieval times, what would a boathouse look like in Africa, So this is what it's going to look like. This is from a world builder tutorial that I'm going to release soon. As you can see, it's just basically two cylinders overlapping, and I like to do little stuff like this. I have it in my little underground secret hangar right now. So I take stuff down here to kind of perfect it and kind of tweak it a little bit, and then I copy it and use it on my build. So I'll be doing another thing, a little craft building thing, so you can kind of see how I start stuff when I get my little style. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of sit back and talk a little bit. I'm not gonna really explain how much. Everything is pretty much kind of obvious in building, but I just want to talk about a little bit of why I do what I do, why this is going on. Minecraft is kind of a therapy to me. I like to build things out of my imagination. It's artistic, it's therapeutic, and it just gets my creative juices flowing. So doing all of this and building all of this, after a long day at work, I come home and I just kind of decompress this way. At first my wife was like, I don't know, but she kind of saw how it relaxed me and how it kind of lets me unwind. So she started, really kind of digging, and she started seeing some of the stuff that I was building, and it was like, okay, what's going on with your mind? And this kind of thing is in my mind. I like to build stuff. I like architecture. I always pretty much have. I'm an artist by craft, and I've taken a lot of just architectural classes and things that deal with the aesthetics and architecture. So Minecraft came along, and it was kind of the perfect thing. I started playing back in like '09 or something like that, and I played the survival techniques and did all of the survival stuff, and it was really cool. It was really cool to build a survival world, but I stopped playing for a long time, so I don't even know if I still have that survival world. I played on an Xbox Series X, so I don't have a supercomputer that allows me to do super mods and all this other stuff. I get some add-ons, and I try to do what I can do to make it look realistic, make it look pretty much as funky as I can get it. All of these walls with this terracotta, I'm going after a kind of an African look. I've seen a lot of African architecture, and I just like the way it looks, and it's a little different than your typical medieval builds, but it kind of it speaks to me. Some of the things that are in Minecraft just kind of go along with the world that I'm trying to create. So I'm just building this house and doing this thing. Now, one thing I do want to talk about with this is the steps. It's kind of difficult to get the steps right. I always like to start at the second level or a higher level, and then try to come down to determine where you're going to get on the steps, when you come on there, because you can get that wrong a lot of times, and it won't be comfortable, or it won't come out on the right place in the second floor. So you want to kind of look at that when you're building your steps. You want to kind of plan it out, and it's best for me, I see, to go from the top to come down. Like I said, right here, I thought it was going to come down right here, but nope, I'm going to need another door over here just to make it, livable. So type of things you got to kind of take in consideration. I'll go fill in that wall over there. And it's not big, it's not that big of a deal just to change the door of the step area. So, you got to do it like that. But sometimes it just takes that, and that's the beauty of it, because you don't get things right the first time. You can watch all the tutorials in the world, and you pretty much have to kind of go by what you like. So, and that's what I like to do. I kind of like to go by what I like. I like to add structure, to my thing. I know Minecraft, you don't really need to have, structure-based things like poles and, base blocks and stuff like that. But hey, I always design mine like it's a real place. So I try to get as much structural stability as I can in my builds. But back to why I do what I do. People say, oh, well, you're a grown man. Why would you play Minecraft? Well, first of all, Minecraft now has been around so long that grown men playing is pretty much nostalgic. I'm older than your average Minecraft player, of course, because it was not around when I was a child. I wish it was, but as I, started really building, started really thinking about it, it's basically Legos without the blocks, without having to, actually physically put the blocks together. So that kind of allows me to do a whole lot of things. As a creative person, there's so many different things involved in Minecraft and designing and world building. I mean, you got your architecture, you got your interior design, you got your city planning, you got your just, everything that's in a structure. And as a gamer, I mean, it's just hours and hours of just, accomplishing things. And let's be honest, the reason why men pretty much play video games is for the sense of accomplishment. I mean, you might accomplish some in your life, and that's great, but this is kind of instant gratification. I know you shouldn't live off of that, but at the same time, hey, you got to get it where you can get it, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself. I did want to give a shout out to the Pro Builder add-on. It just kind of allows you to do a lot. As you can see, this is in scaffolding, but you can open it up and change it to like whatever you want. I'm going to list you can use stone, cut stone, chiseled sandstone, anything you want. All the brick textures. Now, they don't have every type on there, but you can find what you want as far as design. I'm going to go with birch planks here and watch. I'm put it down. You got to play with it to get it right. But these are like open steps, and then it'll turn into birch. And then you don't have to do that every time. It'll just go straight to birch every time you put it down. Yeah, it's one of the best add-ons that they have as far as I'm concerned. But enough of me rambling. I'm going to just sit back and just let you watch as I continue to cook, as the young people say. All right, enjoy the music. So here's the boathouse, pretty much finished. I got my market stalls over here right on the side, and as you can see, I just add a lot of details. Got my steps that I really like, those steps. I really like that pack. And I have an upstairs going on. I built those stairs. I have a little solar. I lit the place up. Pretty interesting. I like the way that it's spacey. Added a little deck out here so I can kind of look out on the market, look over at my other places. And there you have it. That is my boathouse build from my Kingdom of Otopa. Now, I like to make my things for duplication. I like to put them all over my world. This is one of my guide blocks that I kind of have floating in the air. You'll see that in a lot of my videos. Then I have a little marker down here just in case I need to copy the entire thing and paste it somewhere else. And I make a lot of duplicates. I might change up the materials, but you know, they're the same house, just different stuff. All right, well, that's another build for me. That's gonna wrap it up. This is Fire with Fire Crafts, and I'll see you on the next build.